Hey guys, just want to show you a new pair of boots that I bought. They're actually used, and the reason I bought used pair of boots is because these are Whites boots and they retail for about $450 I believe, and I can't justify spending that much money on a pair of boots. But if I get a used pair like these in this condition for $130 shipped, I'd be better off. You know, they still have a lot of life left to them, and they can you can get them resold. But these will last me quite a while, and when they need to get redone, I can get them redone. So I ordered these on eBay for $130 shipped, and today I'm just going to clean them up a bit. Now, one thing I gotta say is that Wranglerstar has some great videos on cleaning these boots, and he's also the reason that I bought these boots, because I was sick and tired of buying inexpensive boots for $100 that would wear out in a year. And it's a very well built boot, and you can see it has a stacked heel, and it's one of the better boots that you can buy. There are other boots as well. I think there's Drew's boots, Nick's boots, a couple other brands out there that are making some good boots too. But these are the ones I bought. And, like I said, so these are in pretty good condition, and I'm just going to clean them up today. You know, they look like they're decently maintained. So I got a couple of products here, as well as Wranglerstar said to use, and I've heard of the saddle soap before. I haven't heard of the Obenaufs before, so we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. And here's the Obenaufs. And I want to say this was like $10 or so on Amazon, and this was like, I think $6 or $7 shipped to my house. So that worked pretty good. The other thing I did was I bought some new laces, because these other ones here are toast, and I'm not sure, these might be from Obenauf's as well, and they have like a wax. It's like a beeswax to them, so they look great. And I'm gonna clean these up, let them dry. I'm going to hit them with some of the Obenauf's leather preservative there, and then I'm going to relace them, make sure that the false tongues are all nice and good and everything. Instead of going out and buying a junk boot, you can buy a good quality boot, and even if you don't feel like spending a lot of money, you can get a used nice pair of boots for, like, these were $130, and depending upon what size foot you are, sometimes they're cheaper or they're more expensive. These are a 10.5 wide. I have wide feet, so I had to get 10.5 wide. And you can get smaller ones, it seems like way cheaper, and you can get bigger ones. It seems like they run a little more expensive because it's a more common size. So, alright, so let's see how this stuff works. I'm not cutting these in case I need to use them if one of these other ones breaks. It'd be good to have spare until I order some another pair. They were all sold out, so I couldn't order 2 pairs. So there's the big tongue there, false tongue. You can see all in here is pretty. Lighting kind of sucks. They're pretty clean. They're not too bad. So I'm going to clean them up a little bit better. So I cracked this open. It smells delicious. It almost smells like a little bit like car wax. Scoop some out on here. Smells really good. Just scoop some out, slather it on here. shouldn't have to do that very often because you should keep them relatively clean. And I don't do any logging. I do outdoor stuff, but I'm usually not outside when it's raining out unless I have to be. These things actually look like they're in pretty good condition. And I'll rinse them off. I'll put some newspaper in them, and then I'll set them by the wood stove. I don't want to set them too close because I don't want to burn them. So this stuff seems to go on pretty easily. A little bit nasty. I might get a toothbrush and brush in the little bit in there. I can't really get my hand in there so much. But it's pretty crazy that you can get a pair of boots like this that $400, $500. You know, they're not custom fit to me, but I'll tell you, these things fit really good. Right on the money on the size of them. And you also want to get the leather preservative on the inside too, because I mean it's going to be pretty hard to do, but the best you can, you're going to want to get it on the inside as well, because it's leather and it will dry out. Sure, this would go on a little easier too if it was warmer in here. It's only 60 something in the house right now. Now these are like a wildland firefighter boot. I won't ever do any of that, but just the fact that these are quality pair of boots is what's going to be good for me, because they'll last. I mean, they last. You can see how strong the material is, how durable. And these are used, and I think there's a date on one of them. I think they're from '05 or something like that. So. Really getting it good in here. But like I said, you don't have to do this every time you wear the boots. And if you protect them, you won't have to go into as great detail as I'm going in. I just got these, so I want to make sure that they're nice and clean. You can see I'm getting them all. They're looking good. That's all leather there, so you want to get all that. Let me grab a toothbrush. I always keep a spare toothbrush to clean stuff. Alright, so that's one down. I'm going to go rinse it off and we'll see what it looks like when it's all done being rinsed off. So the boots are all clean now, and we're going to let them dry for a bit and stuff them and let them sit. Here's a better, get the better light going on here. And so they cleaned up really well. And for 130 bucks, I mean, can't go wrong. Look really nice. So keep an eye out for some used pairs online. I was actually going to buy some used ones and clean them up and then resell them for more since I've been buying and selling. See how nice and clean it is in there now. It was pretty dirty before. So that's how they weren't bad before, but now they're really nice. And then once I put the Obenaufs on them, they're going to look really nice. You can see these were pretty well maintained. So I'm going to let them dry. I'm going to clean this next one up and then we'll put some Obenaufs on them. Alright, so they're pretty dry now. Now I had these, one thing is they had some deodorant in the foot thing here, so it's kind of nasty. I took these old liners out. These are just aftermarket ones. I put in some Dr. Scholl's ones and trimmed them so they fit a little better as well. And then I'm going to apply the Obenaufs now and then relace them. So we'll see how it looks when they're all set and done. Alright, so they're all dry now. Now we're going to treat them with the Obenaufs. This stuff, I've never used it before. But, oh, so it melts with the heat of your hands. That's pretty cool. It is a bit messy, which kind of stinks a little bit, but goes on really nice and easy. You want to get the sides and get it good everywhere. And just work it in there. Work it in there good. And it's kind of like a cast iron skillet. It absorbs it. Kind of the same. I read somewhere that you can put this on the inside of your boots too, because you can dry out from the inside just like it can on the outside. But you wouldn't have to do it as often as well because it's not getting the elements to affect it. So it's pretty greasy feeling. Smells pretty, it's kind of hard to say what it smells like. I know it's got beeswax in it. I'm putting it on pretty liberal here. Letting it soak in really good. Alright, now we'll go to the boot. And I'll probably use that small brush again to get this worked in on the smaller spots. They recommend putting 2 coats on as well. Uh-oh, the kid's up. Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, settle down. I'm trying to make a video here. Uh-oh. Who let you out? Just working this in really good everywhere. Get it in the stitching and everything. Get it in there really good. Stacked heel here, you want to get it in there. Go on the inside of it. Feels like they're getting a new second life here. See the difference here when I see how dry it looks. See, it's just absorbing it. So we'll put a second coat on here after we're done. Kind of like waxing a car. I'm getting the top edge here, up top here, all along this perimeter. I'd say that looks pretty good for the first coat, so we'll let that absorb in there, and then we'll come back and hit with a second coat. We'll hit the other boot here. And what I'll do is I'll go back with a toothbrush at the end, and I'll get in the crevices that I can't get to. And one thing is they sell oil as well, which I haven't ever used, of course, because it was my first time having a pair of good boots. So you can look into that and see if that makes more sense. I don't know what the price is on that, so it might take into effect different, might be more expensive or it might be cheaper, who knows. It's looking great. Alright, so that one's got its first coat. That looks great. Got everywhere pretty good. I'm going to come back with a brush and get the rest. The other one here, you can see, starting to suck it up really good, and I'll put a second coat on there. We'll be good to go, and then we can get some laces. So let me get another brush. I'm just going to take the brush here and go, get in there really good. Especially right here, because it looks like these boots were either brought in or maybe they were custom fit for someone else. And okay. That looks great. Good, good, okay. this one over here. Perfect. Beautiful. Alright, I'll hit that with the second coat, and then we'll start. I'll hit these with the second coat, and then put some new laces on. And I'll let it dry, and I'll clean off any excess stuff. Otherwise it attracts dirt. Alright, we'll let that absorb, and we'll put some laces on. So I'm pretty excited to try these out. I'm actually going to go help one of my friends tomorrow. He's got a overgrown lot, and I'm going to take some trees down with him, so it'll be good to have a nice pair of boots for a change, because my old boots were really starting to hurt. So this should be great. And there you have it. Thanks for watching the video. If you like my channel, subscribe. Make sure to check out Wranglerstar's videos if you haven't. He goes into great detail and is very knowledgeable on these boots. I'm not, knowledgeable on the boots as such, but I can tell that they're a very well-made boot, and the cleaners that I used tonight, work great. So I'll see how they hold up, but from what I read online about them and from what he says, they're great. I know in one of his newer videos he uses some different products, but these are the ones that I'm trying out, and I'll let you know how they work out. So as you can see, these things look beautiful now, and honestly, if the person that sold these had done this, I would have paid you know, $200 right up front. So they could have made some extra money with very little effort. And if it's something that they are doing on a regular basis, it can just, you know, you can easily make an additional 50, 70 bucks or whatever it is. So these look great. Can't wait to try them out. And thanks for watching.